The transition to Port Harcourt was a significant leap of faith for Francis and Abibat. Leaving the relative safety of Shadiat's protection in Lagos, they embarked on the journey with their belongings and the dreams they harbored for a safer, more stable future. Abdul, having arranged for their arrival, greeted them with open arms, embodying the hope that had been a mere concept until now. Port Harcourt, with its bustling streets and vibrant community, offered a stark contrast to their recent life in hiding. Abdul had secured a small, cozy apartment for them in a quiet, residential area, a place where they could start anew, away from the prying eyes and dangers of their past. "Welcome to your new home," Abdul announced, his voice infused with genuine warmth as he showed them around the modest apartment that was to be their sanctuary. "It's not much, but it's safe, and it's yours." Abibat, visibly pregnant and weary from the journey, found comfort in the simple space. The fear and tension that had marked their days in Lagos began to ebb away, replaced by a cautious optimism. "It's perfect, Abdul. Thank you for everything you've done for us," she said, her heart swelling with gratitude. Francis, standing by her side, echoed her sentiments. The opportunity to rebuild, to provide for his growing family in a place free of the shadows that had chased them, filled him with a renewed sense of purpose. "We can't thank you enough, Abdul. We are ready to start over, to do whatever it takes to make this work." The early days in Port Harcourt were a blend of adjustment and discovery. Francis and Abiba took their new surroundings with a mixture of curiosity and determination. Abdul was instrumental in helping Francis find employment, leveraging his local connections to secure a position that, while modest, offered a stable income and the dignity of work. Abibat, meanwhile, focused on their home and the impending arrival of their child. The community, welcoming and largely unaware of their past, provided a semblance of normalcy and belonging that they had not dared to hope for in Lagos. She found solace in the local markets, the vibrant colors and lively chatter, a far cry from the secrecy and silence of their previous existence. As Abibat's due date approached, the excitement and apprehension grew. The community rallied around them, offering support and well wishes, had greeted their arrival. When their daughter was born, a healthy, vibrant girl with eyes as determined as her parents, it marked a significant milestone in their journey. They named her Amina, a beacon of peace and a symbol of their hopes for the future. In the first light of dawn, with the world outside their window in Port Harcourt just beginning to stir, Francis and Abibat welcomed their daughter into the world. Amina's first cries were like a melody to their ears, a sound that marked the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. The hardships and fears that had shadowed their journey seemed to dissolve in the face of this profound joy. Their love, which had been their beacon through the darkest times, was now embodied in the tiny form of their daughter. Francis and Abiba's life in Port Harcourt was not without its challenges. Adapting to a new city, managing the responsibilities of parenthood, and rebuilding their lives from scratch required resilience and hard work. Yet, with each passing day, they grew stronger, their love and commitment to each other and their daughter the cornerstone of their new beginning. It was during this time, amidst the whirlwind of emotions that accompanied new parenthood, that Abibat made a call to her mother in Boru. The sound of her mother's voice, tinged with excitement and anticipation, was a balm to her soul. As she shared the news of Amina's birth, the joy that erupted on the other end of the line bridged the distance between them, knitting together the fragmented pieces of their relationship. Sharifat's joy, however, was coupled with an unexpected plea. "You must come back to Boru, Abibat. Now, more than ever, you belong here with your family," her mother urged, the longing in her voice palpable. Abibat, holding Amina close, felt a tug of conflicting emotions. The thought of returning to Boru, to the home she had fled in fear, was fraught with complexity. Mama, I cannot return, not after everything that has happened. Not with the shadow of Mallam still looming over us, she replied, her voice steady but laden with an unspoken weight. It was then that Sharifa shared the news that would tilt the scales of their conversation. Abibat, Mallam is no longer a concern. He passed away in a car accident 3 months ago, she revealed, the words heavy with a mixture of sadness and relief. The news of Mallam death struck Abibat with a force she hadn't anticipated that had driven her from the home. The man who had represented so much of the fear and pressure that had driven her from home was gone. His passing, while tragic, opened a door she thought permanently closed, offering a chance for reconciliation and a return to a life she had thought lost. Yet, even with this revelation, Abibat's decision was not simple. The complexities of their past, the life she and Francis had begun to build in Port Harcourt, and the safety of their daughter were all factors that weighed heavily on her heart. Mama, even with Mallam gone, our lives have changed. We have Amina to think of now, and Francis has found work here. We've started to build a life. Abibat explained, her voice a mix of sorrow and resolve. Sharifat, understanding yet still hopeful, responded with a mother's wisdom. I know, my daughter, but know this. Your father and I long to meet Amina, to welcome you and Francis with open arms. Mallam passing has eased the tensions here. You will always have a home in Boru. The call ended with promises to visit, to bridge the physical and emotional distances that had separated them. For Abibat, the conversation was a turning point, a moment that highlighted the duality of their circumstances. Joy intertwined with loss, the past mingling with the possibilities of the future. In the days that followed, Abibat and Francis discussed the implications of Mallam death and the invitation to return to Boru. Together, they weighed their options, considering what was best for Amina and for the life they were determined to build on their own terms. The news of Mallam passing, while bringing a certain closure to one chapter of their lives, also opened up new questions about their future. Yet, they knew they would face it as they had everything else, together with love and resilience as their guiding stars. The birth of their daughter had brought immeasurable joy into their lives, a beacon of hope that illuminated the path forward, regardless of what it might lead. The journey back to Boru was laden with a mix of emotions for Abibat and Francis. Each mile closer to her childhood home brought a surge of memories, both sweet and bitter, flooding back to Abibat. For Francis, the journey was a step into the unknown, a testament to his commitment to Abibat and their shared future. Cradling Amina in their arms, they both pondered the reception that awaited them, the uncertainties of their return, tempered by the hope of a new beginning. Upon their arrival, the warmth of the welcome they received dispelled any fears they harbored. Sharifat and Mallam Idris, Abibat's parents, greeted them with open arms. The joy at seeing their daughter and meeting their granddaughter for the first time, a palpable force that bridged any distance the past had created. The initial embrace, a simple yet profound gesture, spoke volumes, knitting together the frayed edges of their relationship. The courtyard of Abibat's childhood home, once a playground of her youth, was now the backdrop for a reunion that felt both familiar and surreal. The air was filled with laughter and tears, the kind of emotional release that comes with the healing of old wounds. Sharifat, holding Amina for the first time, was a picture of contentment, her eyes shining with unshed tears as she whispered blessings over her granddaughter. Mallam Idris, a man of few words, expressed his happiness through his actions, his warm embrace, welcoming Francis into the family. The acceptance Francis felt from Abibat's parents was a balm to his soul, easing the apprehension of how it would be received. It was a moment of unspoken forgiveness and understanding, a recognition of the trials they had endured and the strength it took to overcome them. In the days that followed, the family settled into a rhythm of reacquaintance. Francis and Abibat shared stories of their life in Port Harcourt, the challenges they faced, and the dreams they harbored in the future. Sharifat and Mallam Idris listened with eager interest, their questions and laughter filling the home with a sense of normalcy and belonging. Abibat's parents were particularly keen on discussing the future, expressing their hopes and eagerness for the couple's prospects. "You have both shown great strength and resilience," Mallam Idris said one evening as they gathered under the stars, a cool breeze providing respite from the day's heat. "We are here to support you in whatever path you choose to take." Sharifat, nodding in agreement, added, "Your happiness is our happiness. Whether you decide to stay in Boru or return to Port Harcourt, know that our doors and hearts are always open to you." As the days turned into weeks, the couple pondered their options, the decision of where to build their life a topic of many discussions. Boru, with its ties to family and memories, offered a sense of belonging, a connection to their roots that was hard to ignore. Yet, Port Harcourt held the promise of a new beginning, a place where they had started to lay the foundations of their future. Their return to Boru, while filled with the joy of reunion, was also a time of reflection and decision-making. The couple knew that the path ahead would require careful consideration. Yet, with the love and support of their family, they faced the future with renewed hope, ready to embark on the next chapter of their journey together, wherever it might lead. The process of planning their wedding became a focal point for Francis and Abibat, a project that brought them even closer. Boru, with its rich tapestry of cultural heritage, offered a backdrop filled with tradition and history, elements they were keen to incorporate into their ceremony. However, they also wanted the wedding to reflect their personal journey, from the days of conflict and separation to the joyous reunion and the birth of their daughter. Abibat, deeply rooted in the traditions of her hometown, sought to infuse the ceremony with the customs that had colored her upbringing. These included a vibrant Kanuri wedding attire, known for its intricate designs and bold colors. She chose a gown that reflected this heritage, adorned with patterns that told a story of resilience and beauty, a nod to her journey. Francis, on the other hand, was determined to incorporate elements that represented his background and the unity of their families. With the help of Abibat's family, he selected a traditional outfit that mirrored the local attire. The wedding took place in an open field under the vast African sky, surrounded by the lush greenery that typifies the Boru landscape. The setting was adorned with local flowers and hand-woven textiles that added bursts of color and texture to the natural beauty of the location. It was here, under a large baobab tree that had been decorated with colorful ribbons and lights, that Francis and Abibat chose to exchange their vows, symbolizing strength and endurance. The ceremony began with the rhythmic beauty of traditional drums, setting the tone for a day that was as much a celebration of culture as it was of love. Abibat, radiant in a traditional Kanuri bridal gown, intricately embroidered with gold and rich hues, was escorted down the aisle by her father. The gown, a masterpiece of local craftsmanship, shimmered in the sunlight, reflecting her joy and pride. Francis, dressed in a complementary traditional outfit with detailed embroidery, awaited her with a smile that spoke of his deep love and admiration. Their vows were deeply personal, crafted by each to reflect their individual promises and shared future. Frances promised to honor and cherish Abibat, to support her dreams, and to stand by her side through whatever challenges might come. Abibat, in turn, vowed to be Frances' steadfast partner, sharing in his joys and sorrows, and building a family grounded in love and mutual respect. Following the vows, the ceremony transitioned into a vibrant celebration of Kanuri and Nigerian traditions. Dancers clad in colorful attire performed traditional dances, their movement telling stories of love, community, and joy. The air was filled with music from local instruments, creating a lively atmosphere that invited all guests to join in the celebration. The wedding feast was a lavish spread of local and national dishes, carefully selected to cater to the diverse tastes of their guests. From spicy jollof rice to succulent roasted meats and a variety of rich, flavorful soups, accompanied by soft pounded yam. The meal was a culinary celebration of their heritage. As the evening drew to a close, the sky turned a brilliant orange and pink, mirroring the warmth and happiness that filled the air. Frances and Abibat, surrounded by the love of their families and friends, felt a profound sense of fulfillment and anticipation for their future together. Sitting together on their small balcony, overlooking a lively street in Port Harcourt, they shared moments of gratitude for the peace they had found. "We've been through so much, haven't we?" Abibat would say, a hand finding Frances as they watched the bustling city life below. "Yes, and every step brought us here," Frances would reply, squeezing her hand gently. "To this peace, to this place where we can finally just be." In Port Harcourt, they had not only found safety, but also a sense of community. Neighbors had become friends, and local markets a place for social gatherings rather than weary transactions. Abibat, on the other hand, continued her education, now enrolled in a local university, studying business administration. Her dream was to open a small business, a cafe that could serve as a gathering spot for the community, blending a love for coffee with a passion for people. With their daughter Amina growing fast, each day brought new joys and challenges. Amina was a bright, curious child, her laughter filling their home with happiness. Frances and Abibat were committed to providing her with opportunities they themselves had fought hard for, ensuring she grew up in a world where love and education were abundantly available. Thank you for watching this video. Do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to turn on post notifications to know when I post new videos. Bye!